Araujo returns to training. Barcelona establishes contact with a key striker from Serbia, and Dani Olmo's injury update. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin.
Verified reports from Barca Blaugranes, Tribuna, and Yahoo Sports confirm that Hector Fort, the 19-year-old right-back on loan from FC Barcelona to Elche CF, underwent surgery on his left shoulder on Monday after suffering an anterior dislocation during Elche's La Liga match against Rayo Vallecano. The injury happened just after Fort scored his first goal of the season, forcing him off the pitch and prompting immediate medical attention. Barcelona's own medical team performed the operation, which was described as successful, and the club's statement emphasized that the procedure was necessary to ensure proper healing of the dislocation. The reports all note that Fort will be out of action for several weeks while he completes rehabilitation. Although an exact return date has not been set, the consensus is that the layoff will be long enough to rule him out of Elche's upcoming fixtures. His recovery timeline will be dictated by progress in physiotherapy and follow-up assessments by Barcelona's doctors. Before the injury, Fort had been enjoying a breakthrough season. He made 9 appearances in La Liga, netting once and contributing to Elche's attacking play. His emergence as a regular starter had been a pleasant surprise for both the club and Barcelona, who were monitoring his development closely. Barcelona make contact with Dusan Vlalovic amid Juventus uncertainty. Transfer journalist Mateo Moreto has confirmed reports originally published by Marca that FC Barcelona have made contact regarding Juventus striker Dusan Vlalovic, signaling growing interest in the Serbian forward as his future in Turin becomes increasingly uncertain. Speaking on the matter, Moreto stated that discussions have indeed taken place, reinforcing speculation that Barcelona are actively monitoring Vlahovic's contractual situation. According to sources close to the negotiations, a contract renewal between Vlahovic and Juventus is now considered almost impossible. Talks over an extension have stalled for months, largely due to differences over salary expectations and long-term sporting guarantees. Juventus are believed to be unwilling to meet the financial demands required to keep the striker, while Vlahovic himself is increasingly open to a new challenge away from Serie A. The 25-year-old forward, who joined Juventus from Fiorentina in 2022, remains one of Europe's most rated strikers, despite an inconsistent spell marked by injuries and tactical changes at the club. While he has continued to deliver goals when fit, Juventus's ongoing financial restructuring has complicated their ability to build a project centered around him. Crucially, from February onward, Vlahovic will be legally permitted to sign a pre-contract agreement with foreign clubs, allowing him to secure a move as a free agent once his current deal expires. This development has significantly increased interest across Europe, as top clubs see an opportunity to acquire a proven international striker without paying a transfer fee. Barcelona's involvement at this stage appears strategic rather than aggressive. The club is assessing feasibility, financial terms, and competition from other suitors before committing to any formal proposal. With Lewandowski advancing in age and Barca seeking long-term solutions in attack, Vlahovic profiles as a potential successor who combines physical presence, aerial ability, and top-level experience. However, financial constraints remain a key obstacle for the Catalan side. Any potential deal would require careful wage structuring and alignment with La Liga's financial regulations. As a result, Barcelona are likely to continue monitoring the situation rather than rushing into negotiations. For Vlahovic, the coming months will be decisive. With renewal talks at a standstill and elite clubs circling, his next move could define the prime years of his career. Barcelona's early contact suggests they want to be firmly in the conversation, especially if the striker becomes available on a free transfer. According to Mundo Deportivo, FC Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo has been spotted arriving at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper, marking a significant moment in his return to the club environment after a period away from the first team. This comes after an intense and highly publicized stretch in which the Uruguayan center-back requested time off following a difficult spell on the pitch. Tribuna revealed that Araujo's absence from the first-team squad began in the wake of Barcelona's 3-0 defeat to Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League, where he was shown a red card for a second yellow late in the first half, a dismissal that left Barca with 10 men and compounded a heavy loss at Stamford Bridge. Although Barcelona initially described his absence from subsequent matches as due to a stomach virus, it later emerged that Araujo himself had requested an indefinite leave of absence to focus on his mental well-being after the high-profile setback, reports Supersports. The source went on to state that the club granted this request, and sporting director Deco confirmed that no specific return date had been set as Araujo worked through his personal recovery. Reports indicate that Araujo's absence was not purely physical, according to Mundo Deportivo. The intense criticism and emotional strain following the red card and its fallout had taken a toll on the 26-year-old. In search of perspective and calm, he undertook a spiritual journey to Israel, visiting sacred sites as part of a self-care process, before spending time in Uruguay to train individually and reset mentally. Barca Blaugranes reports that during his absence, Barcelona fans and club figures publicly offered support. Supporters held banners for him at a La Liga match, and even rival coaches highlighted the importance of respect and compassion amid the scrutiny he faced. Meanwhile, club president Joan Laporta defended Araujo against intense criticism, stressing that emotional well-being matters and that the defender had been dealing with a tough period following the Chelsea incident. According to Mundo Deportivo, Araujo's presence at the Ciutat Esportiva now signals a step forward in his return to the first-team fold. While he is yet to be cleared for competitive action, his involvement in training suggests progress. Barcelona are expected to monitor his fitness, both mental and physical, carefully in the days ahead, with his reintegration into match squads contingent on how he feels and responds in training. As Barca prepare for upcoming fixtures after the winter break, supporters will be watching closely to see if Araujo can fully re-establish himself in a team navigating one of the more challenging seasons in recent memory. Dani Olmo unlikely to feature against Espanyol as Barcelona targets Super Cup return. FC Barcelona midfielder Dani Olmo will not be ready for the club's first match of the year against Espanyol, according to a report by journalist Jordi Gil. The Spanish international is still in the process of recovering from a shoulder injury and has not yet reached the level of fitness required for competitive action. Barcelona's medical staff have advised caution, opting against rushing him back for the league fixture despite its significance. Shoulder injuries require careful management, particularly for an attacking midfielder whose role demands physical contact, balance, and high-intensity movement. As a result, the club has decided to prioritize his long-term availability rather than risk aggravating the problem. The main objective now is for Olmo to be fully fit for the Spanish Super Cup semi-final against Athletic Club, a match that carries both sporting and symbolic importance. Barcelona view the Super Cup as an early opportunity to compete for silverware in the new year, and Olmo is considered a key asset for high-pressure encounters. Since his arrival at the club, Olmo has impressed with his technical quality, tactical intelligence, and versatility, capable of operating across several attacking positions. However, injuries have disrupted his momentum, limiting his ability to establish a consistent run of form.
Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.